Consider yourself to have a big ego? Get the hell out of here, because this isn't the industry for you. Now don't worry if you've missed out on the first video of this series, because I've included it in the description below. Now what do I mean by drop the ego? I don't mean you shouldn't believe in yourself. Of course you should be confident in your abilities. But what I've found before is that a lot of session musicians are expecting to gain jobs solely based on their profile. As well as sharing your abilities and strengths, you should be tailoring your profile to the requirements of what clients might need. Always put yourselves in the shoes of a prospective client. Imagine if you're a songwriter or producer seeking a guitarist for their project. What would you expect? For example, you would probably want a wide selection of options available. You'd want to know that the session musician was reliable. You'd want to know that they have a show reel, and also that they can complete the job within the time frame required. These are just a couple of points that a client would expect from a session musician. But to help you prepare further and help you stand more of a chance of landing remote session gigs, we're now going to observe an old brief that details some of the requirements a client has requested so that you can prepare these in advance. So here's an example of a recent brief that's been advertised on soundbetter.com as a remote session job for a guitarist. The client's requested that they want a grunge and punk acoustic electric guitar melody, so a few melodies, for 3 pre-recorded vocal tracks. Now, the first thing to bear in mind is that obviously all jobs are going to be different and have their own requirements, but what you can take from briefs like this and going through previous briefs, even if you didn't manage to land that particular job, is having a look at the requirements and seeing how you can tailor your profile to match jobs that might potentially come up in the future. For example, what's evident about this brief is that the client's requested references of the kinds of bands he wants their track to sound like. For example, he's stated Deftones and Nirvana. So if you're not a Deftones and Nirvana fan, or that isn't your strongest point, what you can do is on your profile, you can start to share the kind of styles you can create. What this brief also states lower down is, I am an indie artist. Now again, you might not be an indie artist, but what you can do is again tailor your profile to state what kind of artists you might be able to help. It's really important to share this detail and as much information as possible about what you can provide. As much as your profile is important, people are more interested in how you can help them rather than what you've done or who you've played with. Another thing to note with this brief is that the client wants the tracks done by date. So there's a particular deadline here. This might seem obvious, but you need to be reliable. And in my opinion, you should practice being reliable. What you should do in which case is practice your own songs or practice making backing tracks or sample packs within a particular set period of time. So you could say, by the end of the week, I'm going to complete a sample pack in a particular style. I'm going to have that all ready to upload to my SoundCloud or wherever it may be. Or it could be that you record 5 songs or 3 songs for next week. If you're not actually used to meeting these deadlines and you haven't practiced these kind of time restrictions, you'll be surprised on how difficult this can be. Again, it's about meeting the requirements of the client and making sure you can deliver what's needed accurately and in time. So again, there's nothing wrong with confidence and self-belief in your abilities, but you want to make sure that you're practicing these little details and stating on your profile as much information as you can that's going to serve the needs of the client. It's not about you, it's about them. If you're looking for an industry that's going to make you a star, join the circus. 2, 1. I hope this has helped everyone and given you an insight as to what some requirements might be of a prospective session job. I'll see you next time for number 3 of the 5 commandments of remote session success. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button to stay tuned, and I'll see you next time.